set y'all up today. I think this would be cool. Hey y'all. Hey everyone. I'm on a few minutes early because y'all know I like to be early. Let me clean off my camera real fast. Hey everyone. Hey Gina. Hey Sherry. Hey Tanisha. Hey Aisha. How are y'all doing? Y'all, today was a day. I swear work tried to break me. Work tried to break me today. And I don't know why. But have you ever had one of them days like where you peopled too hard and too much? Hey Miss Berta. Hey Mike. And like you peopled way too hard. This was a peopled way too hard day. Like I had too many like meetings I had to be mentally on for. And it came to the point this afternoon I was ready to snap. Ready to like frustration out of like angry cry, snap. That's not me, usually. I couldn't stay inside. I had shit to do today. And that was the problem. But we here. We are here. Oh, Jesus. Hey, all 233 of y'all. Welcome to Black Sewing Network's Sew with Julian. This is our Wednesday night sew. We are still in our beginners sewing classes and stuff like that. And I will be sewing Simplicity 9337. I will be doing the top. So I'll be doing view A out of this. You almost got hit by Jesus. I tell you. Out of this tie-dye terry, French terry. Hey Shishi. So yeah, we are gonna be here quick because this is one of my patterns that I can go to that is super simple and easy. It don't take much. Also, I've done some upgrades to my space. We now have a standing desk for our sewing machines. It's all electronic and such. So I'm literally able to direct it by push of a button. I have it at the right level for... Yeah, I'm sewing this. But yeah, this is a great standing desk. I use a studio chair, so my chair sits up higher than normal. This is a perfect height for that. It is in my TikTok shop, so definitely check this out. I have the 48-inch one, and as you can see here, I have two big machines. My serger, as well as... Hey, Thaddeus, how are you? As well as a sewing machine on this table. Now, when you up at the highest level, it gives you a little sway. Can I edit this and make this a shop live? I think so. Let's see. I'm about to add a product. You're still live. Your camera and microphone will continue to record while viewing products in your shop. Okay. Let me see. Can I add this to my shop? Add. Okay. There you go. So you should be able to find that I now have linked this standing desk in my TikTok shop, and it should be linked right to my shop live. So pin this. There we go. So it is there for you to check it out. I really do enjoy this standing desk. I mean, literally, it is nice. It also has the drawer and everything to it, so I can keep small sewing notions and stuff like that. But it is really nice, and I really wanted to show y'all, hey everyone, that y'all can easily use this desk, and it ain't gonna shake on you, rattle and roll. This is a nice, this is a really nice desk to have, especially if you sew a lot or you work at your desk and stuff like that. Having at different heights, I can stand and use this, all that good stuff. But yeah, let's get started sewing. Again, we ain't gonna be here this long. So I cut it out already, but it is literally a front, a back, a neck piece, 2 cuffs, sleeves, and 2 pieces for the waistband. And it's all sewn at a quarter or at 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. So it's gonna be real simple. So, like this is one of those pieces that I go to when I just want something cute and quick to wear. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my pieces. Piece 1, which is my front, as well as piece 2, which is my back. Okay. I'm gonna take, I've already done all of my, this is my fabric. So this fabric came from Amanda's Bundles. I'm not part of any of the fasts, but I am definitely using up fabrics that are in my stash, and this was in the stash, and it wasn't enough to make both pieces, but it will make a nice top. So this is one of those. Okay. So we are going to take our fronts and our back, just like this. And what I also do is I make an extra mark for my centers. So especially at my neckline, I try to make sure that I have a mark here as well, just so I know where I'm sewing to. And like when I'm putting on my neckband and stuff like that, I can make sure it's centered. We're not doing bottoms today, honey. I ain't got it in me. Look, cause Carmen asked me if I was up for doing both, like for doing this tonight, and I'm like, look, I like this, and I was excited to do my live. So come hell or high water, we doing a live, but we doing a one piece. So for this one, I did not shorten the neckband. And I don't think I have previously. I usually do at the neckband length that it comes with. So this is literally just the top, and without the shortened neckband. So because of the stretch of this fabric, one of the things that I am going to do is I'm going to, hey y'all, thank you everybody for coming. If you look up as well, you can see we do have a goal today. So I'm trying to get some of them fires. So if y'all can help me out and help me reach that goal, it'll be greatly appreciated. So the first thing I'm going to do is, as I'm putting this together, I'm also going to go ahead and use some of my clear elastic. That is going to help to make sure that my shoulders are not growing as I'm wearing this garment. Okay. Thank y'all so much for for helping me reach that goal today. Thank you so much. So what I do is I take a bit of my elastic and I cut off a piece. Okay. And I cut off a little bit more because there's certain things I make sure I don't do too much with. For this, I will be using my Bernina L860 serger. This is my mainstay. One of my loves. Thank y'all helping me get to 50%. I launched this serger, so you know I know a lot about this serger, and we do well together. So if you have questions about sergers, please feel free to ask. But this is an easy pattern to also do on your sewing machine. You do not need a serger to do this pattern. A simple ballpoint needle or microtex needle, as well as a zigzag stitch, can do this just as well. And because you're working with the knit, you really don't have to worry a lot about fraying depending on the fabric that you're using. So what I'm currently doing is I'm using some clips. Normally I do not use clips, but it's easier to use clips with your serger because you do have to take them off because we don't sew over pins or clips, especially with our machine. Now what I'm going to do is I'm making sure that my clear elastic is going to be in the seam allowance. So when I sew that it's going to provide the stability needed when I put this together. Okay. So on my machine, I also have what is called a seam guide. This seam guide, thank y'all so much for helping me reach the goal, helps me make sure that I have my proper seam allowance, okay? And just so that y'all can see, we're gonna be fancy. Okay, I have it at 84.8, but it's giving y'all, yes, that's a Basquiat doll. You know I had a Basquiat doll. That's been there for years. Hey Greg, how are you? But yeah, all the fun things, but I really want y'all to see that I can, able to use this and you don't really see my table bouncing. Now I do have this on a wool mat, just to kind of dampen it a bit, but it really still is it doesn't cause any issues. All right. Yes, I love my Basquiat doll. It was I think it was a birthday gift one year. All right. So at 5/8 of an seam allowance, I'm gonna go ahead and do my shoulder seam. And sometimes what happens is that you might start with your elastic might not be all the way in there. So just, give it a minute. And if it'll catch. So yes, this is the new addition to my sewing space that I just added. This is a standing desk that I got from the TikTok shop. So it is linked in the comments below. And it really does help to elevate my sewing. And as you can see, you don't see this table really bouncing. Like, this table is moving quickly, or it's not doing too much and everything like that. And I got the normal level of bounce. So nothing too crazy or anything like that. I'm not worried about anything falling off. And I'm going to bring it down just so that I can use my knee lift. But super easy and super quick. So, very nice table to have. Definitely check out the TikTok shop if you are in need of a standing desk and just want to upgrade your system. But I have other things in my TikTok shop as well. I've really been upgrading my house. TikTok shop has upgraded me. I got a mattress. I got comforters. I got cups. I got a little bit of everything in my house from TikTok shop. So definitely something to check out. All right. So we're going to do our other shoulder seam. Now, this isn't it. Okay. Oh yeah, of course, my pillow. So definitely still using my pillow. I got the satin pillowcases. I just placed an order and and one of the things I love about this desk is that I'm using my Bernina L860 serger. So I'm just using my serger for this. And I don't know why this just got loud all of a sudden. Or at least it got loud to me. There we go. So this clear elastic, I want to say is 1/4 of an inch. 1/4 of an inch clear elastic. It is a fancy serger. I will say that there are fancier sergers, especially such as the one that Terrence, the one that Veronica's have. They have the 570 regular sewing machine. Cool. The 890, which is a combo stitch machine, but it is uses the same features. Machine as this. Do you need this serger? No. Especially if you have been sewing for a while and wanting to upgrade your machines or something like that, that's when you go into this one. But we believe in blooming where you planted. So, hey, Tip, how are you? Start with what you got. So if you can't afford something like this, that's all right. Use your Juki. Use your brother. Everybody has a 1034D or DX or X or whatever they are. As long as it works. You have the Bernat Air Thread. So you have the Air Thread. So you have the 64, which is a really nice one. I have the 62 as my cover stitch. So I have a Bernat Air 62 as my cover stitch. And I like having two separate machines. You know what I meant. I don't know the numbers of the brothers. But yeah, whatever machine, most of your machines, as long as it does a good stitch, and really if you dial in your tension, you can get a good stitch with your machine. So cover stitch. I have that cover stitch and you hate. Oh no, not hate it. So I had the B44 Fun Lock before, or 42, one of those. That was not my favorite. I do like the Air 62 cover lock. I really do like that one. I think that it gives me a really nice finish and stitch compared to other machines that I've had for cover stitching. and it made cover stitching for me easier. So, but I am working with my friends at Bernina, so I'm trying to get the because I want to show people the range of like cover locks and stuff like that. Your machine is 40 years old. Look, the oldest, I have a lot of machines. The oldest machine in my collection, I think, is from 1883 or 4. My oldest serger is from the 80s, 70s or 80s. Understand that a serger, that's the funny thing, a serger stitch has not changed since it's been created. When do you think sergers were created? Yes. And you probably, and people who have been here before know that I talked about this. My oldest machine, it is usable. I don't use it often, but I can. Probably my most used vintage machine is from the 60s. I do love vintage machines. Hence why I used to use a lot of Berninas. Right now, my 750 is not in use just due to it's having some computer issues. So while I wait to get that figured out, I'm using other machines. So this is just a serger. I'll put a new goal up. Okay, let me find a new goal. Thank y'all so much for helping reach the previous one. But we will definitely set a new goal for y'all. But I do appreciate it. It helps keep my energy up, especially after today. Again, I don't know why today was hard for me. But today tried to take me out. There you go. Because I like gummy bears. Can I get some gummy bears? Did it say? Oh, there it is. 750Q has been giving me issues. Definitely, I don't know where you're located, but definitely, make sure you're working with your dealer and getting it in for service. When was the last time you've had it in for service? Look. Oh, thank y'all so much. I surely appreciate it. All right, so we have both of our shoulder seams done. Now, normally, so which serger is good for beginners? The one that you want to buy and use. I like the Burnett ones. A lot of people use the Brother ones. Whatever you can get in your budget, I think it's best to buy it from a dealer because then you can get classes with the machines that you purchase. So if you are brand new to serging and stuff like that, that is a way that you can also get a class on how to use your machine. Juki ones are nice. Brothers are nice. I like Burnett, especially for the price, especially if you want an airlock or something like that. You can get a really nice airlock machine in the less than $1,000 range. I think Brother, the 1034D now has an airlock or an air thread system sibling. I think it's like $800. The Juki also has an airlock. You love your Husqvarna. I love it. I used to work there before I started working with Bernina. So, all right. So we have my shoulder seams done. Okay. Normally, what I would then do is an 1000 to 2000 is airlock, and the 1000 is Normally, what I would then do is I would go ahead and press my seam allowances to the back, even on my knits. I press. But I don't feel like doing that right now. So if Miss Carol's here, she'll see me. It's all right. I'll make it. I'll be nice later. But I'm about to start working on my neckband. So my neckband. This is my neckband piece. You have a new Juki and I have a Bernina machine. I love it. Very nice. An airlock. So by airlock, I mean an air thread system. So that means that instead of like you having to go through and individually thread your machine, there are now systems that will using tubing takes your thread and easily thread your thread through all of the loops and stuff in your machine through air. It just pushes it through. So it makes it really easy because a lot of people are usually intimidated by trying to thread their serger. even though I find it meditative. I'll be 100% honest with you. I enjoy threading my machine. So, one thing is I am going to go ahead and use my, and I put out, here it is. I am going to go, it is just what I needed. Just what I needed. I am going to go ahead and use my sewing machine to do that, do the neck band, just in terms of the back seam, just so that I can reduce bulk and I can make it flatter. So this is why when people ask, like, you know, can you use just one machine over the other? You can always use just a sewing machine. But even if you have a surgery, you still gonna need a sewing machine. So I'd rather you invest more in your sewing machine and work your way up to a surgery. Surgery is not necessary to start. There you go. So just remember that. You still don't know how to look. Honestly, it becomes so zen. You have a good time once you know how to do it. It's a cinch. So exactly, with your neck seams and cuffs, just because so that it can give you a nice flat leg. Okay. Ooh. And we're just using a simple zigzag stitch, but still at 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. There we go. Oh, no wonder. So this is one of my other machines. It takes at least 30, you know what? And I've gotten to the point where me doing my surgery can take me all of 5. No, less than that, like 2 or 3. Especially if it's a newer surgery, it might take me 5 to 10. But you know, once I see the diagram, I like, so even like the old school Bernina sergers, and like, so this is the 450, 460. I think that's one of the best manual sergers to thread because all of the loops are out in the open. Like, you really ain't gotta go fishing in there to loop something up. So if you can get your hands on even like a basic mechanical Bernina serger without all of that, that's a good serger to go with. But guess who they were made by? Juki. So Jukis are also good sergers to thread, in my opinion. All right, so I did my neck band, and as you can see, it gives me a nice flat, and I can open my seam allowance up as I fold it in half, making sure that I match all of my dots and notches in place. And then we're gonna start putting this on my neck band. There we go. And when I tell you I'm excited about this shirt, because I don't gotta go nowhere tomorrow, and I can work from home. And when I tell you I need the time, I don't know why today was the day that the idea, like, it got to the end of the day, and I'm like, I can't talk no more. Don't ask me nothing else. So a lot of the sergers that you see on the market, Juki made them to start with. So, so understand that a lot of your machines that you have, there's something called private labeling. We see that in a lot of different areas, but a lot of there's a reason that a lot of machines that you see in store all kind of look similar, or you can find one that looks similar to it because they're all made by the same company. So a lot of your Burnett products, they're designed by, hey Javon, how are you? I'm not going out tomorrow either. But a lot of your machines that you see in store that look similar, like Burnett is designed by Bernina, but it's not made by Bernina. It's made in another factory, Janome. So like Janome made a lot of machines. Think about it. So Janome, for a while they have the HD9, which is their straight stitch machine. At one time, you had the Janome HD9, which was the P something 1600. Yes, it did. But then you also had, Singer had one. It was Janome. Foth had one. Janome. Viking, so Husqvarna and Viking had one, and these were like the quilter's dream, I think they were talking about, back in the early 2000s. Algonomi machines. The only one that did not use the same machine were the Juki, and they were trying to all basically compete with the Juki TL 2000 or 98. And the brother has one, which is the PQ 1500. So, hey, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. But yes, today drained me, and I don't know why. Like, I'm not an angry person or like frustrated to the point of tears type of person where I'm angry. That's what I was feeling like, but there was nothing wrong. I think just some of the work tasks, like I came back into work this week after 3.5 weeks off, and having to hit the ground running to get back into the swing of things when people had last week to do that, and I wasn't there to do that. Yeah. It ain't give me what I need. So what I've gone ahead and did was I've gone ahead and pinned my I don't know what I did there. No, I do. Yes, I do. Pinned my neckband to my neck, making sure that my notches and stuff are matching. So the notch at the back. There are dots on the side. So like when you see there's like dots on the neckband, I use those as slashes too, because I know that those match to my shoulder seams. And then I make one for my center front in the mark, and I mark that with the little cutout that I do to mark my centers for my front. So now we're gonna take this back to our serger and sew this. There you go. And just so that y'all can get close, I'm gonna lift this bad boy up again. Again, I'm a fan of me and this here standing desk. I haven't sewn since you. Oh well, thank you so much. You know, I need to post over there more often. I kind of I post more in my group and stuff like that, but I haven't posted as much as I used to in like the self-sewn wardrobe. So definitely, I sometimes pop in there every so often and post something. But I really do need to show them love because honestly, I would not be here without that group. So, hey Tydri, how are you? And again, I appreciate y'all because honestly, I was excited to do this live today because I was like, I need a new one of these shirts because this is I cut a medium. The last time I made it, I cut an extra large, I think. But of course, my sizing has changed. So, and another thing I love about this serger is that, of course, I can set it up as a free arm. So I just took off my table so I can set it up as a free arm. And I can get in close here. And what I then do is basically, I just make sure that I stretch between my dots on my notches. Make sure everything is lined up. And I just go through and get everything all together. And also make sure that I still have my seam allowance on my shoulder seam still going to the back. Hey Janine, hey Mind of a Lady, how y'all doing today? And because of this fun fabric, I mean, I got all different colors going on this project. So I got in my serger, I have a neon yellow. I have a highlighter pink. I have a light blue and a gray because I wasn't about to change everything because I already know what's about to happen. I started working on my Gordon Gartrell of a shirt from the 90s. And I know I'm going to forget to change these threads over. Though it's easy to change my threads, I don't be liking to do it all the time. So, and because my last one is gray, and most of that shirt's gray, watch me use that in my serger. I know me. Okay. And quickly, we are just taking our time, but again, I think especially for those who like more tailored style t-shirts, this is a super simple project. And what makes this project also great is because it's like has a cuff at the top and the bottom. There's no like one of the things I don't like, I don't like hemming stuff. I will serge a bad boy at the bottom and be like, look, you ain't gonna see the bottom. It's gonna roll under. So it finishes everything for me, which makes it super, super simple and easy. Okay. And as you can see, I'm still taking my time. Is there an alternate pattern to this pattern? It finishes, so it finishes everything for me. I will have to look. I do not know if there's an alternate for this pattern. I know this one goes up to an extra large, but it also is the reason I cut a medium. This pattern is big. This pattern fits big, so even that extra large is still like it's like a roomy 48. So I am making, well, it's not a Gordon Guard trail, but we calling it that because it is very much a 90s. It's giving a 90s silk shirt. It's giving two can play that game. It's giving thin line between the love and hate. When they go to when they go to the club, you know. I'm making it out of like a tencel twill and a contrasting silk print or like a rayon print. And when I tell you it's already a bitch to work with, Jesus, I'm already over it because that sucker don't want to keep a shape to save his life. But here we are. So I'm up here having to press it just to make sure that it ain't gonna look too crazy when I wear it. There you go. And you know, if there's anything that just feels out of place or anything to you, I go ahead and just go over my last seam by a little bit, and then I cut off a nice amount of thread so I can tie this off. Okay, and so I'm gonna bring this. Ooh, brought this up. I want to bring it down just a tad bit. What's also great about this table is that I was able to put this together by myself. Because like the top comes in two pieces, but it uses a lot of like metal braces and stuff like that to hold it together. So I still feel that it's sturdy. Hey, Joshy. But yes, we have started making the shirt. Hell, I can show you the back of it. Because it has a yoke, but it's not a regular yoke. So here's the back of my shirt. Okay. So this is what the back is going to look like. And then I started working on the front pieces that make a vest over top of it, and it's also going to be in that same purple fabric. And the rest of the shirt will be in the gray. All right. So our neckband is on. And it's all serged. And as you can see, I tie off my serger threads. And what I'm going to then do is when I press everything, I will press this down. I can then go back in and top stitch this. Do I always? No. But so now let's go ahead and put on our sleeves. I like to put my sleeves in flat. What's great about Simplicity Patterns, the way that they, hey Cynthia, the way they put in their sleeves, normally you have for a lot of patterns, you have like your front notch and your double notch in the back. With Simplicity sleeves, you have your front notch, your double notch in the back, but in between, you have dots. So I marked those as well because those help me make sure that I know exactly where the arc and like if I have to ease anything in, I can easily do that. But because I marked that on my front, or on my body pieces as well as on my sleeve, I really don't have to do any easing as long as I pin those in place and I can easily put in a sleeve, flat or in the round. I like to put my sleeves in flat, so we're about to do that. And then after that, all we gotta do is the bands. And we got a shirt. So I'm gonna take our sleeves. I make sure that I know exactly which one is my front and my back. I hold it away from me and then I lay it down on my fabric. And then I can take my pins and start making sure that everything lines up. So I done talked enough about my day. How was y'all day? Y'all have a good day today? What y'all do? Did work stress y'all out too? I didn't know you could crochet it like sleeves in full. But look, I don't know nothing about crochet. I'll be honest with you. Even though I've been seeing all them people talk about them those chunky, you got caught in the pouring rain. Oh, you in the lower grocery store, Jesus. And it's supposed to snow here. I got a little bit of food, so I should be all right. But yeah, I had to do a lot of peopling today. And not just that, but I am in charge of some initiatives at work, especially like DEI initiatives. Like I head up our equity work in our organization and stuff like that. And I'm realizing that it's a thankless job. Like I got tasks and everything like that, but yet I got a whole team of 10 people, including 2 vice presidents of the organization. And I'm the one who got to go with make timelines and everything like this for the work that we're doing. One of 3 black people, and I gotta do this work. But it don't lead to more money. I ain't getting paid extra for it. And then we also are doing some strategic planning work around operationalizing goals and principles of the organization, of how we want to operate as colleagues and stuff like that. So we've had brainstorming sessions and stuff like that. And I had to work with other colleagues so that we can kind of synthesize and summate a lot of the stuff that we came up with. And we had to present that to the organization today as well, with another session to kind of see like, hey, this is what we came up with. Are we on track? And stuff like that. And of course, that meeting was from 2 to 3:30. That is not an afternoon meeting. On top of, I had our early morning, like my first meeting started at like 9:30. I had a 9:30 to 10:30, a 10:30 to 12, a 12:30 to 1:30, and then a 2 to 3:30. It was a lot of on time in terms of meetings today. On top of, I had a grantee wanting to return money. I had to make I am setting up some learning networks. I'm hosting like learning network meetings, but I really can't host it because I'm double booked. I have to go to another planning committee meeting. So I'm just giving y'all like a portion of what my life looks like when I'm not on here. So, cause I got a job. I got a job. We all got jobs, but I have one of those high performance sometimes where you got to be on type of jobs. And I'm tired of being on. I'm blessed to have my job. I honestly do like my work most of the time. I love being able to help people in a way that can be impactful and meaningful within my sphere of influence, being that I work in philanthropy. But it's a lot. And philanthropy is one of those positions like there's a lot of weight to it because you come in with the funds. So people automatically, the power dynamics and stuff shift. And you are seen as that position of power a lot of times, which leads to inequities and stuff like that. But then here I am in this position of power. But also here I am as this 30-something black gay man doing this work, talking to people older than me. People are wondering like, how you in here? All those things. And, sometimes you just want to be yourself. And that's why I do this. This is why this was important to me today. I needed this as a way to turn off and just be. Okay? So I thank y'all for allowing me to come here and just be. I really do appreciate y'all for that. So just to let y'all know. So again, I am doing this on my serger. We are sewing this in at 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. And I am literally making sure that all my, that I'm matching my notches and whatnot. And normally what I do is like basically I go from one until I find my next notch. Okay. So I just put my one notch under the machine. So we are now ready to go to my next one. And I make sure everything is lined up. And we sew to our next one. Personal look. But and my job deals a lot with numbers. I mean, well, not like I am on the community engagement piece and a program officer. So I help organizations make impactful stuff. But I still have a portfolio of about 1 million or so that I have to manage. So that means grantees and stuff like that. I think currently my portfolio I think I have maybe about 500 or so thousand under management of our assets currently out in the community. I think, yeah, something like that. But, and then all these other things on top of that, it just become a lot. And trying to make sure that we are doing good work. I don't ever want people to have to jump through hoops or feel like they have to do some type of step and fetch a show for me in order to do good work in community. So, but sadly, because of the way government works, like you almost have to have money to get money in many ways. Like some of your small organizations, people start organizations and they think, oh yeah, I'll just apply for grants. And it ain't that easy. Because I work for a private funder. So for many ways, if you actually look at when you are a nonprofit and get funds from people, you can't just get money from anybody. There has to be a public support test, meaning, especially for a nonprofit, meaning that 33 1/3 of your funds has to come from either public donations, grants from like governmental entities and stuff like that. My money is coming from private. So if your public support test is not right in 5 years and you have 33 1/3 public support, you can lose your nonprofit status, meaning that the grants that you've had previously, you can lose. And then, so especially if you are counting on monies and counting on funds, and then just lose them, that really does jack up organizations and communities and work that they're doing. So, yeah. I think this is probably the most I've said about the work I do. But I thank y'all for those who are listening as I sew the sleeve in. I really appreciate it. Because, again, just one of them days. So as I am doing this today, the reason that we are listening to our royalty-free music, you work with, look, you understand where I'm coming from. And you probably, if you work with grants and grab grants, you probably don't think about it from the perspective of somebody who gives you the grant. And it can be just as much headache as in hoop jumping as getting a grant or like to apply for a grant. All right, so this is one sleeve in. Normally what I would then do is I would go ahead and press all my seam allowances toward my sleeve. So we're going to put the other sleeve in and then also up the side seams. Child, I'm about to put the sleeve in the wrong place. There we go. This is it. Now, I wish I could relax. I ain't there yet. I don't know. Like, when I tell you, like, amped for no reason today. I think maybe I had too much coffee. That actually could be it. Yes, my grant and reporting is crazy. See, one of the things, because we are private, we try to make sure that we're equitable in how we ask for reporting. So we don't ask all of that. Like, we try to make reports as small as possible and try to make sure that they're seeker sensitive to the point where you can call us and I will do your report for you. Because we know that, especially in community, not everybody has the same educational levels and stuff like that. I don't need you to do, if that ain't your strong suit, tell me what you did and I will put it in the system. We try to make it as easy as possible. Even when communities are applying for grants, like a lot of times for a lot of my grantees, because I work with urban and suburban communities, specifically those living with lower incomes, I did. I had too much time off. I really did. I really did. Oh no, you're right. Absolutely. But also, I needed that. But I'm now like, child, I need somebody to take this resignation pen out my hand. Because y'all going to see me on Only Seams doing something strange for a little bit of change. I'm just saying. Just saying. Gonna be someone barefoot. Sticking needles in my feet or something. I don't know. Create new kings. I don't know, child. Pray. Just pray. Hey y'all. Hey. With the Department of Education, NIH, NSF. Oh yeah, they do. They make you jump through hoops. States make you jump through hoops. Other organizations really focus on compliance. They make you jump through hoops, but we're private. So I know the hoops that other people got to jump through, and you ain't got to jump through it for us. I want to know now. I just need to know that you're spending the money right and that you're doing good work in the community. Because I don't need you to be, I'd rather you be doing the work instead of you up here worried about reporting. Now, there are certain things I need to know how many people you helped. But yeah, I don't need you to do all of that extra. It's not necessary. It's not. So we try to make it as easy as possible. And it really also helps change that power dynamic, because then I need you, I don't need you, I'm not your audience. Yes, I'm black. Yes, you work with black people, but I've come up with some levels. So I'm not your audience. I don't need you to serve me. So I don't need you to write for me and try to appease me. This is not who, I'm not who it's for. I'm not your target audience. So if you're doing something for me and trying to make sure I like it, I'm not it. I don't care. Does the community like it? Now, if you ask me to come, like, I'm the person that you can call on as an organization, like, hey, can you help us with something, like, and do some dirty work? Like, you need me to, I can help pass out flyers if you, or something like that. Don't ask me to come to an expensive dinner and sit me at a VIP table. Now, that does happen. It's cute and all, but I'm like, we don't need to do that. I don't need to eat your dry ass chicken. I'm tired of it, honestly. Don't say that, oh yes, we're here to help this poor community, but nobody in the community can afford to come to this dinner. Yes, there's a purpose, but I'd rather not go to it and just give you the money. You don't got to have a dinner for me. I'm just saying. We need to change, like, the power dynamics in terms of helping people. And not just helping people because it sounds good. And you know, y'all know that shit can be dry. Y'all know that shit can be dry. With a spear of asparagus or two. And you're like, oh, how are you? Child, cheese, leave me alone. I got shit to do. I don't want to wear no look. I don't want to wear no suit for y'all. I don't want to go and having to hobnob. Oh, when was the last time you had a beautiful round of golf? I don't want to do none of it. That is not me. Y'all should know this. But honestly, one of the funny things is, especially when I have to go do site visits and stuff like that, the one thing people always remark on is my clothing, because I always make it. What I realize is that when you wear something that you've made, it's a great conversation starter and it's a great icebreaker. So it helps to get people on the same level, like, hey, we cool. Like, they see me as, I'm not coming in stuffy in a suit. And I make sure I don't do that any place I go. Because that's not how we operate. And as an organization and as a person, I don't want you to see me as that. That's not what success, wearing a suit and following into these Western standards of what success looks like is not it. Because a lot of people are falling for that fallacy, and look where they are now. $1 million in debt and ain't getting shit. So let me show you what success can look like when you do it on your own terms and be your own person. Because that's what community needs. We don't need the same shit over and over again, leading us to the same result, because we're working from this scarcity mindset where only certain people can survive and succeed, when there's opportunities for all of us. So be yourself. Breathe, Julian. Breathe. Okay. Let me come. I have to come off the soapbox for a second and sow on the seed. Even though I can stand this, I can stand this standing desk up to my soapbox, but we sitting down for the moment. So, but yeah, it's just like if we really want to see our communities thrive and succeed, we need to really rely on and really celebrate the time, talent, and treasure that is there, and not try to change it for norms that do not fit communities that we work with. And this is not just talking about Black communities. It's just talking about Appalachian communities, communities of different socioeconomics. I mean, because people up there act like it's a lack of education. It's not. It's a lack of education that you see as deemed as viable. When really, I'm sorry, but some of the best mathematicians I know sell stuff on the corner. For them to be able to do the fractions, for them to be able to do the money in their head to provide correct change, like people have to see, you have to reach them where they are to understand the tangibility of the skills that they have, because they might not have been ever told that they are successful skills when they use them every day and do them better than others. Okay? So how do we celebrate the gifts even in the drug dealer? How do we celebrate the gifts in the person who stands on the corner selling their body because that's the only way they feel that they can make money? Because there are gifts there that they know how to operate and use. We just have not told them how they are marketable in a way that works for polite society. But there are. You just got to know how to use it and know how to say it correctly. Because sadly, let's be real, I don't care. You could be in that $1 million car or something like that, but if you 35 and your husband is 77, you doing the same thing. You just ain't standing on the same corner. But clearly, you standing somewhere and you doing something that you may not always want to do. But you know that you have a life that you want to live, and you can't get mad at other people because they're trying to live the life that you up here showed that this is what success is. This is what you showed them. And they're trying to reach it any way necessary when a lot of times obstacles have been placed in front of them so that they cannot reach it. And this is not just obstacles monetarily, but this is also just kind of environmental obstacles. We have seen on TikTok this week about the apartment. I don't even know where that apartment building is, where they basically boarded the doors up for people. They could not get out. They boarded people into their units that have been known to be rife with violence and stuff like that, because we have taken away the standards of community. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, sadly, yes, when a lot of times there was usually a respect for elders. You did what you did, but there's usually, Harvey, Illinois, there was usually a respect for elders, and there's certain things you just did not do around them. And there was like a code to it. We've lost some of that code because we up here trying to reach to a place of viability. And sometimes, especially those of color, when we get to a place of success or something like that, we don't always reach back, or we always trying to we don't want to go back to where we came from, because we then think that it's something is less than and not right. But I'm sorry, but there is a reason that it worked. There's a reason that people survived in that. There's a reason that we need to be very conscious and really revive some of the levels of community. And to do that, we can't keep on calling it ghetto or bad or something like that, because that's not what it is. It survives. Let me be real to y'all, and I done told y'all many a times like this. People talking about the housing market and stuff like that. Yes, the housing market is bad and housing prices have gone up. But understand that when you up here don't mind living in working class with real people, it ain't that bad. Understand, I make more than what I pay for my house. Now, I bought my house 14 years ago now. 13, 14 years ago. But like my mortgage is $500-$600 a month because my house is cheap. And I'm still here. And I'm okay with that. Because I didn't go out to buy a $400,000, $500,000 house. Because I'm like, I don't need, for what? Who am I impressing? My house works. And I have good neighbors. Yes, a lot of people are renting their houses out now. And even just from an investment perspective, I probably will rent my house too if I do move. But I'm about to move to nothing that costs $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. I don't need it. It's not necessary for me to, like, so I think we need to stop, like, life is still possible. Housing is still possible. You can still purchase a house. Like, people are talking about, I can't afford to buy a house. It depends on where you're willing to look. Now, I ain't saying that you go live on Cicero. Like, I ain't saying that you got to live totally on the corner hustling whore. You ain't got to do that. But don't mind living in something that's a little bit more working class. Don't mind getting something that ain't moving ready. I don't know, understand how people, right. I don't understand how people buy a house and then don't change shit about it. And say, this is my forever home. And I bought it because I love the granite countertops. Not realizing that literally 10 years. And people want granite countertops and everything like that, not thinking about the work that it takes to keep them up. Because you got to seal them up. Like, if you cook, don't be making no red sauces and stuff like that. And you got these up here, white marble Carrera countertops. That shit stains. Why you want that? It's not practical. It is not necessary. And who you up here trying to impress? The reason I can buy machines and live vicariously and like buy what I do, because I live in a way that works for me. And I focus on what works for me. At the end of the day, I feel cool and safe in my home. As long as I feel cool and safe and I know it's mine, that's what I care about more. My idea of neighborhoods, like, and I know, and I can say this, and I think because I've seen both sides. So, I grew, like, growing up, I was part of something, like, I was part of one of those foundation programs that sent kids of color to rich schools. So, my middle school cost at the time around $9,000-$10,000. Now it's around $23,000-$24,000 a year. Okay, I was one of 3 black kids in my class. I was the only black male in my class. I remember my mother sent me to a birthday party and they thought that my mother was the maid. I remember being in school and I got into a prestigious high school here in my city. And one of my teachers pulled me aside, you know you got in because you're black, right? I remember a kid pointing out that I was a bastard. And my teacher telling me, well, technically, if you look at the definition of the world, he is correct. So I've seen both sides of the coin. And I think I stick with the side that works for me because that ain't my life. And I saw that life and it was not, like, yeah, they had stuff. They had Mercedes, they had BMWs, they had all of that. But I'm like, you also have a lot of mental health issues. You also have, like, on medication. I'm like, shit, y'all go to therapy more than I've ever heard of in my life. What's going on? One of the kids that I was supposed to, in my same class, so I left and went to another high school and stuff like that. I was supposed to graduate with. His brother had a psychotic break, and while he was homesick from school one day, he was sleeping on the couch. His brother came and bashed his head in. Days before we were supposed to graduate. So, like, I think my school had already graduated, and they were supposed to graduate a few weeks later. And he didn't make it to graduation. They found his brother in one of the upper scale neighborhoods in our city, washing his hands of the blood in a fountain because he had unalived his brother in the house. So now his parents basically had to deal with the mental issues of the brother, who is now doing life in prison, as well as losing a child. The school that I went to, this ritzy school, was in an old convent built in 1890 something, but had been added to. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. It has basically like a mini cathedral inside of the school, because it was a Catholic school, but still rich as hell. One time they heard a big loud groan, and part of the school collapsed. So the whole library in the upper school, because the school went from Montessori to 12, the whole library and stuff in the upper school collapsed, like basically fell off the building. You remember this? Are you from Cincinnati? Because then you know the school I'm talking about. So yeah. It's not like I am. I'm telling a lot of business. This is one of them days. I'm using y'all as therapy today. So hopefully y'all like this. And we'll look. And I'm saving it. And y'all might find this also over on YouTube later. We'll see. We'll pray on it. I might think like, oh, I said too much and decide not to. All right. So one of the things I did, I went ahead and pinned. This is my side seam and my sleeves. I start at my bottom and work my way up, and I'll do it on both sides. But yeah. So I know where I belong, and that ain't it. It's cute and all, but give me a city neighborhood that ain't been too gentrified. Like, I want to be able to see myself. I don't want to feel like I'm walking down the street and got to worry about people thinking that I'm up here trying to grab something from them. You know? Knowing good and well that I could buy what they got or more or better, or let's be real, I can make it. So same way. I used to want, like, the more I think about like I don't want no Tesla. I do want a new car, but honestly, the car I want a Mini Cooper. I want a Mini Cooper. I don't want a new one. I want one that's maybe a few years old. A Mini Cooper Countryman, all four, preferably in green. So then you know the school I'm talking about. You know the Hyde Park school I'm talking about. Yep, that was in 2005. And what's funny is that, so I went to the prestigious school, the prestigious all-boys school. You probably know what school I'm talking about there too. After I left that school, and my mother basically was forced into retirement, and my father didn't want to help pay, so I had to switch schools again. And because I came from that prestigious school, they thought that my mother had more money than what she did. So I had to switch to another private school, but a lot cheaper, that was more economically diverse, in Walnut Hills, close to the original first school. So what was funny is that the school I switched to had a program for those living who needed some special additional help with school mental issues and stuff like that as part of one of the programs. And the brother who did the bashing went there as well. So I knew that brother too. He didn't go there long because things started to get out of hand, and they trying to find him another place when all of that happened. Oh, see, Tesla, yeah, no, he been killed that. I'm good on Tesla. Been good on Tesla. Been good on Tesla. It's not needed. And honestly, I don't need the iPhone or cars because I don't even really like my iPhone like that. I'll be honest. That's the way I see it. So but yeah. And I'm really trying to think, like, he is trying to tank, because the same thing that's happened with Lululemon is you're about to see with Tesla. And what is going on is that there is some type of insurance when CEOs and stuff do this, because we're seeing the same. He's done the same with X. So, but yeah, there's going to be some level of insurance. So either they are trying to tank the value of the company so that they can then file for insurance due to losses, or something is happening, because it doesn't make sense. I mean, most of the car, yes, it does look like a toddler druid, but yeah, the fact that you didn't want people to, like, you can't buy it, like, if it's wrecked or something like that, you really can't fix them. I don't like the idea of a fender bender totaling out a car. Because the same with, like, Rivian. The idea of a Rivian is cute and all, but you understand that you get the way that a Rivian is built as a unibody, literally a fender bender can cause upwards of $50,000 worth of damage because you have to replace so much of that damn car. Like, you can't, if you fuck up the bumper, it's not a bumper, it's a unibody. So usually you have to replace the whole back of the car, but it's not the whole back of the car because the car They don't sell, like, you can't get replacement parts for it yet. So literally, you basically have to replace one whole side of, like, skin of the car. And those cars are getting totaled out super quick by basics. And let's not talk about how they break up sometimes. Like you know how electronics work, and you can't just put it in a bag of rice. You want me to drive an electric car in the rain, and I can't just put it in a bag of rice to fix it? If it get wet somewhere? Child, cheese. Like, I like hybrid. I would do a hybrid, but I ain't fully on the electric yet. I don't think. I was all for it. But they like, especially with the stuff in the Congo, no. I don't want nothing that needs batteries that basically requires us to do some stuff that I don't. I'm good. He's been attacking DI for years. I mean, go back. You can actually look at the cases of things that have happened in Tesla factories. So for years, I've basically been off Tesla because of that. There have been so many cases of mistreatment and malmanagement of employees of color. They've treated it like a plantation. You could actively be called an N-word on the plant floor, and there will be no action taken against the person who did it to you. Go look at the court records. They're there. Just saying. So we are doing our other side. What time is it? Child, it ain't even 8 o'clock yet. Hour. And we're about to have basically the body of the sweater put together. The last things that we will need to do is add our cuffs. This is a great beginner project. This is a project that if you got friends or something like that, and y'all wanting to do something together, y'all could design fabric, y'all could do some ice dyeing or something like that, and then easily do this as a class. Like, something to think about as a class project. It's like a sweater like this. And the pants are just as easy. The only thing that requires a little bit more precision on the pants are the patch pockets. And honestly, you ain't got to do them. If you want to do inset, if you want to just do a pocket, you can do a pocket in the side seam if you wanted to. So, one thing I will say about the pockets and stuff like that on the pants is that you definitely want to make sure that you are using the correct fabric. Sometimes what I've done is I will use a little twill tape or something in the side seams, just so that I'm making sure that my pockets are not being weighed down. Yeah, there's a black eye. There's multiple. There's not just one. There's multiple. Go look at the court records over the past few years. And I have friends who have Teslas, and I'm like, look, happy for you. It's a nice car. And maybe used or something like that. When it comes sub 30,000, I might have thought about it. But I don't need it. I think I'd rather get a Prius. Like a good Prius with less than 100,000 miles on it, because that's usually around 100,000 miles is when their battery starts to act up, and you have to look at battery replacement. But yeah, I'm good. All right. So, we have the whole body of our thing done. So now what we're about to do is work on, make sure I ain't got no pins in it, work on our cuffs for our sleeves and our waistband. And then we're about to have a whole little shirt, okay? So we're about to go back to our sewing machine, and I'm going to batch sew everything. So I'm about to do my bottom band as well as my top band in one fell swoop. Now, we're going to put our table back up again a little bit. Remember, this table is available, as y'all can see by the shopping cart below. If you are interested in seeing this table, it comes in multiple sizes. Definitely check the TikTok shop below to check out this standing desk. It holds upwards, I think, 185 pounds. As you can see, I know this machine is around 40. My Serger's around 35 pounds as well. So it's holding a lot of weight. And as you weren't hearing it knock, you ain't hearing it bounce around or anything like that. It's a really nice table. As you are sewing It does. So this one has a small drawer here, but because it has and this is connected to the table. It comes with it, and it's a nice drawer. What I use it for is like I have my handheld vacuum, I have extra bobbins, small scissors, my needles and stuff. So I can keep this here no matter what machine I'm using. Storage underneath it, because the legs are small, I'm able to put other things behind it. So I have like my trash can, I have another sewing machine down here this way between the legs of this one and my industrial machine. But it's taking up a lot less space. So yeah, this is the one that does have some small storage at the in the table, and which I like, so I can keep all of my little things there, little notions and whatnot, and make sure that I'm not losing it, because Lord knows I lose shit. All right, so we have our table up, and this is a nice height. Like I can, like my machine is almost eye level to me, but also if I wanted to. Gotta move some stuff back. I started pushing stuff up on the wall. And now we are at standing height, and what's great about it is that it's at a nice standing height. So I can still use my foot pedal and sew here, which is nice. So we're about to take one of our cuffs. We're gonna fold it in half again. Now, normally I do the ham hot method, so basically folding it in half like this, and then folding it. Uh-oh. Well, I'm showing the table. I don't know how I'm not showing the table and getting a violation. But yes, here's the table. And we're using it, and we're standing at it. So I don't know how else to show it. But yeah, I'm going to take this, and we're going to lift this up. So this again, with a zigzag stitch. And as you can see, I'm standing at this table and I'm using my machine at full speed, and the table ain't vibrating. Hey, HB Black Rose, how are you? Okay, we're gonna do our next cuff, so we're just gonna do all our cuffs at the same time before we take this all back to the serger. And probably for the serger, I do like sitting down to serge. It just makes it easier. I can use my my knee lift. That's the one thing about when using the standing desk with a sewing machine. You can't really use your knee lift. Just so that y'all can see the table back here a little bit. You want to learn how to sew your own? Look, nothing wrong with it. Come on. We do this every day. I'm with the Black Sewing Network, where we are working to teach people how to sew, and just build community. We come on live every day. Literally, if you go to Black Sewing Network, the page on here, they're in the like to know place. You can find our calendar to show you all the stuff that we're making. You're loving the colors on my fabric? I love it. Thank you. This fabric is from, what's it called? Amanda's Bundles. It's actually not awkward at all, and it actually can help with your back because you're not like tipped over like you normally do with sewing. So one of the great things about the standing desk, it does help you with ergonomics in sewing. So instead of sometimes as we sew, sometimes we're like this, but because I can decide on the level that I want this table at. And again, what's also great about this is that literally, hold on, just so that y'all can see here, it gives you different numbers, but I can set different settings so that I know where I want to be. So I know for standing for me is about at 10, let's say it's about 103. I can set this as like my number one position. My sitting position could be like at 85 or something like that. I can set that as well. Now, the one thing is you got to make sure your stuff is off the wall when you come up this high. But that's super simple. So I can decide where I want to be when I'm with this table. So then, how high does it go? Let's look. Ooh. So I want to be careful because I got stuff on the. It can go up. This is all like up to like 110, but I don't want to make my stuff. I have some stuff plugged up on top of it, so I don't want to go as high as it can go. But it can go pretty high. It can probably go up to like, because this is higher than almost 36 inches. It can go up higher than that. So definitely something to check out. I really do like this table a lot. And it was, and this was not given to me. I bought this. So you literally are hearing, with my own, like this is my own coin talking about this. So a lot of things, like, there are certain things that are given that I talk about, but a lot of things I have been purchasing myself. That I really want to make sure that I am giving you as honest of a review as possible. So definitely something to check out is with this table. I really do like it. All right. So the same way that I just did those cuffs, I'm going to do the same with the bottom band. So the name of the, if you're interested in it, I am 5'9", or technically 5'10", but I'm 5'9". The table, if you look down and you see the shopping cart below, that shopping cart links to the table itself, the exact one that I have. Hey, welcome, welcome. You may have $20 off, or because of the price of this table, you might have more than a 20 off. You might have like a 35 off up to like 65 because of the price of the table. Because I think it's like 100, it starts at $101 currently. But there's always sales and different things like that. But I really do like this table. So definitely something to check out. All right, so we're about to sew this up the same way. And technically here, sometimes what I do is I will take off a little bit more just to give me a little bit more cinch. So I'm going to sew this at a little bit more than 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. So definitely with a lot of my like just sewing machine based projects, you probably will see me doing a lot more standing, just because it feels nice on the back. Honestly, it's really nice, and I like my chair too, but being able to do it this way, it's nice and comforting and relaxing. And they say that sitting is one of those that's one of our diseases that we're coming up with nowadays. Like chronically, we are sitting too much. So to be able to do something that is usually a sitting hobby standing, and especially with a machine that carries a lot of weight, is really cool. So currently, this is my Juki NX7 that I'm using as my sewing machine. As my serger, I'm using my Bernina L860, all right? And just to kind of give you an understanding, like, I'm not sitting at regular chair height. I'm still sitting up higher than a normal chair, okay? But I want to make sure my feet touch the ground, like flat, and this is where the table is compared to me, okay? So now that I'm about to bring this down, I'm about to bring this down to about 85, well, maybe a little bit more so I can use the knee lift. There we go. Okay. Then I'm going to bring y'all down too so that y'all can see it. So I took the table down to 79.1 and it still provides me with a nice height. So, hon, if you're just looking at one of these, go ahead. TikTok shop below. I got one there. So mine is the 48-inch long. So the one that I have linked there is provides different lengths. So it goes all the way up to 52 inches. So that's 4.5 feet. I have the four. I have the one that is which one did I just do? Because I thought I just did this. Okay. We'll do it again. But yeah, I have the one that is it not? Oh, that's why it ain't sewing. I'm like, didn't I just sew this? I'll figure this out real fast. Oh, it unthreaded. Okay. Here I am just sewing. Ain't got nail thread in the needle. Where we caught up? Let me see. Start again. In the same way that I can thread one of these machines pretty quickly, I can do similarly with my serger as well. It does be like that. Yes, and definitely there's also free shipping as well. So definitely something to check out. Cause here I was. I mean, I knew I sold it, and I'm like, where's it at? Child, I was up here acting like the old Arby's commercials. Where's the beef? All right. Okay. So we're gonna start with that bottom band here. So we're gonna take our shirt, and we're gonna take our bottom band, opening up my seams here. Fold that in half. Just like this here. And because of the weight of this fabric, I don't have to worry about doing a lot of pressing. Do it to the other side as well. But I'm really excited, especially... Does it? Yes, it does. They have 2 hooks for headsets. So there's one on either side. Hold on. On either side. Then I can easily go ahead and match up all of my notches and my side seams. And just put this through my serger again. But yeah, this one has 2 hooks for oh, wait a minute. I missed something. Let's start at the side seam. Oh, we're looking at this. Do I have what? Do you have both machines on the table? I do have both machines are on the table. That's why I got the 48-inch one, because I wanted to be able to use both of my machines on one table. Okay. There we go. I'm like, why wasn't this lining up? Sometimes you just gotta do a little coaxing. A little coaxing. And then, so I matched up one side with one set of notches, other side, like the other side seam. And then we're going to make sure our notches are on that side as well. Oh, that's my center. Jesus. I'm like, why is this notch not matching? Because it's the center notch. It ain't supposed to be there. Okay. There you go. And again, I have this table set at, this is at a comfort height for like a studio chair where my feet are just grazing the ground, like flat. And I can still touch my knee lift. Then, is that my middle? No, that's my middle notch. Where's my other notch? Oh, that is my middle notch. There we go. Okay, so we have all of our stuff matched up. So I'm not making the pants today. I had a hard day. But I wanted to come on here because I was excited to sew with y'all. So this is me just making this. And, you know, we've been on live for about an hour and 20 minutes. So this is what y'all getting from me. Because I love y'all. Y'all my community. And I appreciate y'all. And I was excited to do this live. So I said, let me come on here and do this. But, this is about all I got today. Ain't got no more. And plus, I ain't got enough of this fabric to do pants. But y'all know I'm coming on another Wednesday. I might do pants then. We'll see. Shit, we'll see what I got to do for work that day. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I think I'm on, my next one is the 23rd. Because, I mean, I like these sets that I'm making, and I do plan to make pants. Like, this is a good set to make. I used to make this set all the time. This was probably early pandemic. This was my TNT. Like, the pattern that I went to the most for T-shirts and everything like that. When I first started working with this Bernina machine, this was one of the first patterns that I made. If you actually go to the We Also blog, I think you can see a rainbow stripe version of this shirt that I made. So that you just heard me go over the seam. Like, so there's multiple layers, especially around where the seams connect. But beyond that, just make sure everything is matching up. And no, now, you know, I'm sewing slower because I don't think I can get more of this fabric. So I'm probably just going to do like gray, a coordinating fabric. Maybe a light blue or something like that, because I don't think I can get some more of this. And honestly, this fabric a little light for pants. It'll be showing all my business. Now, if I saw the only seams, that may not be a bad thing. But just going to the Piggly Wiggly, I don't need everybody to see my pig in my wig. You know? I don't need to be pigging and wigging. Just willy-nilly every place I go. So I probably would choose a heavier weight fabric for the pants. Lord knows, I wore my my Nomi pattern 2009, so ME 2009 today, and I made them when I went to New York in this gray, like a gray knit, and I tell you, it was like gray sweatpants today at work. I was like, oh, wait a minute, Jesus. These people don't need to be seeing all my business, even with good drawers on. I'm like, you know, I like to be a little modest. I ain't want to show all my goods. But I mean, they might have gotten a little show. A little show. I'm like, look. It ain't the first time people done seen a show for me. On accident, always, of course. Especially when I used to have jewelries and things in places. I was a wild child. I will say that. Not give y'all child now. Unless that we saving that for only seams. Only seams. You hear me? So now we're coming up to our next side seam here. And I make sure that is like under the knife and through the thing. Then we're going to make sure that all of hold my edges. You can slow down over that piece, and it literally is maybe about an inch or so where there's multiple layers. Come on, pay like your way. Yes. Where my heavy hitters at? But look, it's just, I need pants. And those pants, at least, I was like, I didn't know that they still, like, if I could twerk them and make them work for the day. Because I had a jacket on at work because I'm like, shit, my shirt too big. And this is one of the shirts I made. One of my polos. I'm like, this ain't cute. So I'm at least trying to make it look somewhat cute because I knew I had a whole bunch of shit to do today. So I just threw on my I like these little knit bomber jackets, bomber sweaters that are like zip sweaters. And I'm like, okay. And I just made sure it was pulled down in the front and rocked it. And say, look, I came to work, be happy. With my chase the dreams that scare you bag. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe the weight of doing some of this impactful work is just too much to think about when you first coming back to work. And you just, sometimes you just want to do your shit and go. Hey D, how are you? But yeah, I definitely need to be making some more Know Me 2009 because, they comfortable. They sequin sweats. That's why I like them. And because now, I can easily whip them up with the size and become I'm at a point now where I can sew so much more and be more comfortable in my sewing because I can sew in multiple positions and my back ain't gonna be hurting and all that good stuff. Oh, come on. What you stuck on? Something stuck. Where are we stuck at? So, see if I can run some more thread real fast. There we go. All right, so we have our bottom band on. Come on. Do we need to do another live and make some more? We can do another live. We can run that back. So now normally what I would then do with my band here is that I will press that up. And there's I have a little bit of a wrinkle there. What I'm going to do is just press that out. So we got the bottom band done. So now let's do these sleeves. Come on, right, you comfortable with zippers now. We can do that. And show off our standing desk as we do it. How about that? So again, remember that the standing desk that my machines are on and that you have been seeing me work on today is available in my TikTok shop. So if you see the little cart below, it is pinned in there. We are currently making view A of Simplicity 9337. Come, now you just tell Carmen, schedule it. I love it. Put me on the roster. And so also this weekend we have our Greek sew. If you do not know, It's child, what month is it? It's January. And so with January, you got the Founders Days for everybody, almost. You got the Founders Day for it's Delta, it's AKA, is it Delta? Yes, Delta. It's Sigma, it's Zeta, are all in January. So shout or in Kappa, I think. Is it Kappa? Yeah, Kappa too. So we will be having a Greek soul on Sunday. We'll be making another sweatshirt. We'll be doing this one. So this is Simplicity 9240 in our colors. Child, do I have my fabric yet? No. So I need to go find me royal blue in the purest of white. Or gray or something like that, and with some blue. Yep, Kappa's was last week. Sigma's was yesterday. Zeta's is it Tuesday? Yeah. So. Yep, Tuesday. I had to think about my day because I'm like, I know Martin Luther King Day is on Monday. So yeah, Tuesday. So to the Zetas in the space, happy pre-Founders Day. Do I have that color in my stash? Not in a knit. Not in a knit. Or not in a knit like a fleece or a sweatshirt. I think I have it in a Ponte. But y'all, I ain't doing the stash busting challenge either. Because I realized that there ain't too much like I can do it on fabric maybe, but actual like patterns and stuff like that, I can't do it. My glasses are from Phi 2. These are from Phi 2. So, but again, let's look at the desk here as we sew. And we are utilizing our the free arm on my machine, meaning that I can easily like place this cuff around and just sew it all the way around. So I'm just trying to make sure I'm lining up my seams here. Oop. It keeps on wanting to run away. There we go. And I just put it on. This is perfect for if you're doing like cuffs and stuff like for little kids or little kids' hymns. Yeah. But yeah, but one of the reasons that I can't do, especially for patterns, is that my sizing has changed so much. So if you've been following me since July of last year, I've lost 53 pounds. I started at like an extra large 2X. I'm now like at a medium large. And I'm now in a new size envelope. So because I'm in a new size envelope, that means that all my patterns, all of my vintage patterns that I bought as a size 46 or 48 or even a 44 no longer fit. I think I have some 42s in there. And thank you all. I'm almost to where I want to be. I probably want to lose maybe around, I started at 260, 261. I'm currently, last I checked, at like 207. And I'm trying to make it to Wonderlands. I'm trying to get under 200. Nope, I ain't altering shit. Y'all know I don't like to alter nothing. I rather, like, because also with that, like, you know, the way that I see myself has changed. The way that I see my body has changed. Some of the silhouettes that I wouldn't do before, I would do now. One of the things that I like wider leg pants now. I think they look better on me. I feel like they don't make me look big, you know? So there are things I will keep and just wear baggy, but I ain't altering shit. Because that ain't my ministry. I'm a sewist. I'm not an alteration specialist. So that's one cuff done. And we can see my seams match there. Look, yeah, I ain't altering shit. I ain't doing, nope. I'm good. And that's the fun part of it. It's like I get to sew stuff. Now, I do have had to buy a lot of stuff because my size is changing too much. Understand, like, even on my patterns, like, I keep on having to ask them for smaller sizes when they send me my pattern because I'm like, yeah, I'm not that size anymore. I started at a 48. I'm at a 42 now. So I measured myself yesterday for my confident pattern drafting class, and I am like I've lost 5 inches in my chest alone. So look, yeah, and I especially ain't doing my own alterations. No, I'd rather just make something new because then, like sometimes you just want to keep things in the time that they are. I understand that even the suit that I made for Frocktails, I can't wear that shit no more. It was too big after I made it. Like by the time Frocktails came, it was too big. But I knew. But honestly, what's funny is that by the time I started making it, it was a little bit too small. And then by Frocktails, it was just a little bit too big. Like I made it work, but I made it in a size like 46. I'm now a 42. So it was a moment. And child, and understand that we got Atlanta Frocktails, we got Chicago Frocktails. I'm doing moments. We are about moments this year in this body. I've been always about moments because I was gonna be cute regardless. But we bout the moments. You hear me? Because I done already told for Atlanta, we doing a corset vest. We are doing lace. For for Chicago, I'm probably gonna do another suit, but it's gonna be 20s. I might do right tie and tails. If y'all listen to, we are coming back with the Audacity podcast this week. So we talked about our sewing goals. If you are over on the picture place, I did post my goals and I made them aesthetic. I'm excited about it. Y'all will be seeing some more. I want to do indie patterns this year. So I've been taking the class. I started that this week. That's why I had to take my measurements so I can start drafting my own patterns. So we got a lot. We got some good things happening this year. And that pattern class is an investment. I am investing in myself. And not just a little money. It's like 28, like almost $3,000. It's good machine money. But it's been something I wanted to do. And even in taking the free version of the class, I was able to do more with Illustrator than I have ever been able to do. Like I felt more confident and it made sense to me. And I had bought other classes before, cheaper classes. But this is the class that Brandon took to Happily Dressed, and how he's like with the Ranger pattern. That's going to be his first pattern out and stuff like that. Ella, Handmade Millennial, she took the class. And these people not only are doing other things, but they are now coming out with their own patterns now. Yes, this is a class that Brandon promoted. So when they talked about it last year and stuff like that, they had told, like I had heard, they had talked about it previously, like when we were all in Atlanta for Friendsgiving. They were talking about the class then and doing it and signing up for it and stuff like that and like working with her, and they said it was an investment. And they ain't lie. But what you get from it so far, we're doing it for Sunday service. I do plan to be part of that Sunday service. And I'm excited, like, watching him make the Ranger jacket, because I want to make the jacket, too. That jacket is cute. But, yeah, I definitely want to try the Ranger pants. But, yeah, I definitely... It's funny, because that's the only thing I've really been buying is jeans to wear. Because what's funny is, like, literally, I bought all 36, and I'm like, well, I'm going to be cute in my 36-inch jeans. And now I'm a 34. So I'm up here... Like but I bought like 6 pairs of 36 jeans. So I'm up here trying to be like, okay, we keeping some of these, but we ain't keeping them all. All right, y'all. And just like that, we done. And probably if I wasn't talking, it would be less than an hour and a half. More like an hour. And no, I cut this out right before I got on live. So, about to bring y'all up a bit. We're going to try this on real fast. There we go. Oop. Not you always late. Look, y'all know, well, you know, you in a different time zone. Ooh, that hurt. Now, no, this is pre-pressing anything. But knits are a little bit more forgiving, but you definitely still want to press it. But pay attention to what is it called for your knit. Let me back this up so y'all can see this. Or actually, I will bring up my desk again. Then I can easily push my chair underneath the desk so that it's out of my way. And there we go. Simple shirt. As you can see, the neckline lays nice and flat. So does the cuffs. Has a nice band at the bottom. No extra hemming needing to be done. Everything is encased and done. This fabric is again from Amanda's Bundles. It is like a French terry tie-dye. And we made this all on our Bernina serger, as well as I used my Juki sewing machine, but mostly with the help of the standing desk today. That standing desk did something for us. So yes, definitely get this pattern. It is a super simple pattern. I think a lot of us have made it. It is super easy. You can dress this up or dress this down, but it is a great set to have. With patch pocket pants or shorts. I've done this also as a shorts version and a short sleeve shirt. So this is a great summer set for knits. This is, especially if you want something a little bit baggier, a great like house set or something like that. You can make this in pajamas. You can make this something that you can wear out. Because my other sets I used to wear out, all that good stuff. So, can somebody take my picture for me? Anybody taking a picture? Hey y'all. Hey Spiritual Mother, how are you? I use the serger for mostly, except for sewing together the seam of the cuff and the neckband. Okay. Okay, I'm about to smile, so y'all take my picture. Hold on. Let me get cute. Okay. There we go. Did y'all get it? We got a picture. Did we get a picture? I hope somebody got a picture. Okay. Thank you. So, y'all, again, thank y'all so much for listening to me today. I needed this. So, again, this is one of the great things about community. Community allows you to, especially when sewing can be insular and an isolating activity, having these moments that you can talk to somebody and work through some things is helpful. So y'all help to make my day better. So again, I thank you so much for joining me this evening. I hope you picked this up. This is a great, easy, simple pattern that you can do. But understand that, let's say that you're having a day, come on live. We'll be here with you. If you need somebody to talk to and want to sew with, we can have a party. Call on us. Come and we'll come and join you and we have a good time and listen to you bitch and rant too. So again, thank y'all so much this evening. Until next time, y'all. Talk to y'all later. Peace.